Hey, what's up, TikTok? It's been a minute. I haven't been making much content lately. You know, I've been kind of reposting older stuff, but I wanted to chat about this real quick. Now, I'm not even going to talk to this woman because she's not my audience, right? I'm talking to wives and or people who want to be wives and who value marriage and relationship and stuff like that. So she says, you also assume husband is something all women will aspire to have. The happiest most of us have been in a while is single, and our daughters witness it. So you might be happy as an individual person being single, okay? But if you have a daughter, then your daughter, she doesn't need you to be happy and single. Her needs are going to be best met inside of a marriage, because her seeing a man and a woman cooperate together is going to be very important for her when it comes to her, you know, running a relationship herself. And in addition to that, there's tons of mental schema that gets built by the validation of a father figure, right? So I'll give you an example. I have a daughter, and when I tell my daughter, great job, baby, I'm so proud of you. I love you. You're doing so good. Thank you for doing that for me. Thank you for helping me with that. Thank you for helping your brother with that. That was so considerate. Great job. See, because for her, I'm her father, my approval means more than anybody else in the entire world. And so what happens is she builds an entire mental schema in her mind that releases dopamine every time I give her validation and gratification. She's used to getting that from one dominant man. So then when she grows up and it's time for her to marry, when she finds a man of character, a good son for me, right, that she can respect and admire, and then she submits herself as a wife to him in a marriage. When he says, baby, great job, it's going to hit all the same pleasure centers that were set up by the relationship she had with her father. It's going to hit all the same spots that were set up by the relationship with her father. So a lot of you ladies where you didn't have a meaningful relationship with your father, he didn't validate you, he didn't celebrate you, he didn't support you, he didn't protect you. Now, some of that is because your mom did everything she was supposed to do, and the father, who was the husband, left, right? Some of that is because y'all mamas was, you know, freaks. They was down there doing freaknik, right? They was down there doing whatever they wanted. They single, independent, don't need a man. They didn't marry before they carried, so you never had a chance. And so some of you ladies, you have never been a daughter, so you don't understand the value of a man. You've never been a wife, so you've never, you know, you don't really understand the value of a man. You've never had a good man of character stand up for you and support you and love you, so you don't understand how much you get from that, right? So, you know, I realize I'm talking most of the time when I'm talking to you ladies to broken people, even though you guys are trying to give advice without fixing or addressing your brokenness. You've just learned to be happy with being broken. And then the natural deficiency, right, of you satisfying yourself instead of fixing yourself, you pass on to your daughter, like you mentioned here, because she sees mom is just so happy by herself, when the truth of the matter is human beings are social creatures. And of the two genders, the women are even more social. They have even more a need for interaction, validation, gratification, relationship, all of these different things. And so when you raise women against the nature that has developed in them for 100 million years to get them to this point, then they become, you know, they create chaos, misery, all of those different things. And so that's why you have a lot of women, they can't, they are not happy. They know how to satisfy themselves, but satisfying yourself and fulfillment are two different things. Satisfying yourself and peace are two different things. Satisfying yourself and having a sense of purpose in your life are two completely different things. And most women don't understand that. They want to drink mimosas and travel and this, that, and the other. And they feel like if they do enough satisfying themselves, then that is happiness. But it's not. And I feel sorry for a lot of you ladies a lot of times when I talk to you, because what I really hear when I see this type of stuff is, I'm so bad at relationships, I'm so bad at picking, that it's just easier to be alone because I don't know how to get along with other people. I don't know how to get along with a man. I can't get a man to find value in me. I can't get the type of men that I want, because if I could, I would be happy with a partner. And you could say, hey, you know what? It's not every woman's goal to be married. No, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure there are lots of broken people, both men and female, who haven't had enough good relationships and are terrible at picking and or cannot get the type of people they want to give them a commitment, to the extent that to them, being happy and alone, satisfying themselves and being alone, is preferable to doing the work necessary to get a meaningful relationship. They aren't willing to face the types of things they would need to change to have a meaningful relationship with a truly healthy person that's going to give them a long-term commitment. So when I hear this, it's not a flex, right? And I'll tell you something. These type of women, they're not my audience. You know, if a woman is looking for help, then you can help. If a person is looking for help, you can help. But if somebody isn't looking for help, they bought into their own delusion, hook, line, and sinker, then pouring into them is like pouring into a bucket with a hole in it. It's a waste of your time. I can support you. I can tell you I love you and I want the best for you, because I do, sis. But for me to invest effort and energy to try to show you that something's wrong so that you can begin to try to change it, the monstrous amount of work that goes into change, that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to save people from themselves. I'm here to help people who are helping themselves, right? So a lot of the stuff I say is just going to go over somebody like you, go over your head completely. So the conversation that I have when I get these, text boxes from bitter, broken women who are, happy alone, I really have them for other folks. I have lots of other followers. I post content to YouTube, and other people engage with content and they engage with concepts, and then they learn from it, because nobody wants your outcomes. If you were to talk to basically any person, male or female, and ask them if they wanted to be happy alone or happy in a meaningful relationship with somebody they respect, admire, and love, and can't wait to see, and all of that, if they would rather walk through this life alone and satisfied, right, or happy and fulfilled with a partner, the majority of people would say that they would prefer happiness and fulfillment with a partner. And when you hear women specifically who spend all this money on their hair and their nails and their makeup, it's because they're trying to make themselves feel better. It's because they're trying to garner attention. It's because that father wound is there. So in the same way that I just explained that, my daughter can get all the gratification she needs from a single guy, right, which will make her a great wife, a lot of you women, that's why you show your bodies to everybody. That's why you need to dress yourself up and peacock around everywhere. That's why you need to be on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, showing everything to everybody, because the attention of one man cannot satisfy you. It can't. That's why you find one good man boring, right? And you're like, oh, well, he's lame, or oh, he's corny, or oh, this, that. No, it's nothing wrong with him. He's a normal dude, right? That would be a good fit for a normal woman. But a lot of you ladies have a hole in you. That's a big black hole that can never be filled up unless you go and get help. And what you ladies do to fill these things up is you try to stuff the attention of strangers down that hole. And a whole bunch of other stuff from strangers in that hole too. So look, your daughter is not witnessing anything healthy. All she's witnessing is a woman who has submitted to the fact that she cannot cooperate with a man, and that she's not willing to do the work to heal herself so that she could. And I'll tell you something, men who have their shit together, guys who want family and marriage and relationship and that have their stuff together, good guys that don't want to dominate, control, or abuse women, they want a meaningful long-term relationship with a good woman. When we hear this want a man, don't need a man shit, when we hear this talk, we don't say to ourselves, you know what, I want to come into her life and prove her wrong. We say she has a low level of self-awareness. She's not willing to look at herself. She's willing to be alone rather than figure out why she can't find a good partner or get the type of men that she wants. That's what we hear. We don't hear that, oh, well, we're missing out. Nobody's missing out from dealing with a mindset like this.